Welcome, friends. Welcome back to the kitchen. Today we're going to make, I'm just going to call them lumberjack beans. I really don't know what they're called. There's probably a name for them. It's probably French, might even be Quebecois. I'm just going to call them lumberjack beans. I put myself through university by working summers in lumber camps, bush camps. This was something that was on the dinner table fairly regularly. They fed you because you lived in a camp far out in the middle of nowhere. You got breakfast, lunch, and dinner. In this jug, I've got Great Northern beans, and I have soaked them overnight and then drained off the water. Into the pot they go. Next in, I'm going to use today chicken stock. Could be beef stock, could be water, could be whatever you have, mixture of whatever you've got. And I'm just going to put the lid on. I've got this on 4 or 5, let's call it. I'm going to bring it up to a boil. I'm going to boil these until they are softened and cooked, probably like 95% of the way through. Okay, let's check the beans. I think they're pretty much done. Yeah. Good to go. Okay. In this Dutch oven, I'm going to put a little bit of oil. Use the oil you like. Don't use any oil if you don't want to. Doesn't matter. I'm going to use oil because I'm cooking bison today. So I've got some ground bison. I'm trying to incorporate some different things into my cooking. I see ground bison more and more at the mainline grocery stores. I see it in these 500-gram blocks at the grocery store. When this dish showed up on the table at camp, and I don't mean summer camp. When I say camp, I mean it's a working camp, like, you know, people getting in pickup trucks and going out and cutting down trees all day and driving skidders and long haul trucks moving logs out of the bush. That's what I mean when I say camp. Anyway, so at camp, this would show up sometimes with salt pork, which was really good. Sometimes with ground pork. Sometimes with ground beef. Game meat. Certain times of the summer, game meat would show up, so there'd be moose in there. Sometimes in chunks, sometimes ground. Don't be all that precious about how you make this. It is fully open to interpretation. What have you got? Use that. The whole "it can only be made one way" thing just drives me nuts, because that's not how recipes were written 100 years ago. 100 years ago, it was use what you've got. Make substitutions based on what's available to you from the season, from what you were able to hunt or gather. The whole recipes written in stone thing really is a product of post-World War II, and it's only accelerated with the internet. Some salt, some pepper, and in with the veg. And so today I've got some onion and carrot diced up. I've got some celery diced up, and I had one lonely parsnip left in the fridge. So the parsnip goes in too. The meat was pretty much browned, almost browned fully through. So we're just going to cook this with the meat until the celery starts to soften and you see the onion going translucent. Okay, looking good. So now we're going to put all of the beans and the bean liquid into the pot. Okay, so we'll stir this together. And we're pretty much there. So I've got thyme and rosemary. I prefer thyme to rosemary, and I'm just going to put the full stock and everything in. Use rosemary or thyme depending on what you like. You can use equal amounts. You can use more of one than the other. Depends on your own preference and taste. I'm going to put that much rosemary in. I find, to me, it becomes overpowering. I'm going to stick the lid on, and we'll let this go for about an hour. Okay. Now, I forgot to add the garlic, so remember to add the garlic. And if you need to add liquid during the cook, go right ahead and just add some more water or chicken stock. Hey, Jules.
Hey, friends. Hey, Glenn.
And pull the sticks out. I thought I'd...
You left the sticks in? What?
Well, I thought I'd gotten them all, but I guess I missed one.
That happens. Ooh,
Beans.
everybody likes beans. Beans with meat.
Beans with meat.
Looks like it's still boiling. How hot is it?
Pretty hot. Okay. A la Pat Cebulski.
Because that's just such a, it's like, there's a random name from the past.
So, it would have been moose. I used bison.
That works.
It's not a smack in the head flavorful thing. It's just warm and comforting. You know? Energy for the day to go out and swing the chainsaw.
Because that's sometimes what your job is.
So play around with this. I don't know what it's called. I'm just going to call it lumberjack beans. If you have an actual name for this dish, please let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for stopping by. See you again soon.
It's really fulfilling. It's
Yeah.
very, it's like, I like that.
Hey everyone, thanks for sticking around to the end. Thanks for watching to the very end of the video, and thanks for watching this next little bit. Once again, in 2025, I am raising money for Hope Air and participating in the Give Hope Wings flight across Canada that both raises funds for the Hope Air charity, but also raises awareness in the various communities that we stop in, and in the wider community through you, that this service exists and that this need needs to be met. Hope Air is a charity that allows Canadians who need healthcare that is not available in their community to travel to the larger cities in Canada where that need can be met. Canada geographically is a massive country, and some communities are pretty far flung, and people end up having to drive 12, 14 hours to get to where the treatment exists that they need. And while healthcare in Canada is universal, any Canadian shows up at the door of the hospital, care is freely given. You have to get to the hospital, or you have to get where the treatment is administered. And for a lot of people, this can be a very difficult time in their life. They're juggling a lot of things. They may not have the financial resources to fly to Toronto and put themselves up in a hotel room for a couple of nights and meals and so on and so forth. And Hope Air is a charity that takes care of that, takes that burden away, takes that weight off of people's shoulders, and allows them to just get well. So my part in this is to raise awareness and to raise money. I work with other pilots who fly some of these people who are seeking treatment from smaller flying communities to larger centers like Thunder Bay, where they can get a commercial airliner that will take them to Toronto or Winnipeg, so on and so forth. And over the last couple of years, we've raised a lot of money for Hope Air. Last year alone, you donated around $40,000 to help out with this cause. I'm very grateful for that. I feel very blessed that we have created a community here on YouTube, amongst everything else that's going on in the world, where we can help people. So once again, I'm doing this. Once again, we're flying. I will be putting the itinerary down in the description box of the places we're going to be in early June, where you can stop in and we can meet. Also links to Hope Air Charity so that you can check them out, see what they do. And if you're moved to help, there will be a link to the fundraising page. For everyone who has given in the past, I thank you enormously. And everyone who is about to give, thank you.